Hi, Caitlin. Welcome.
Hi, it's so great to talk to you again. It's been a while.
Absolutely. It's been a while. Guys, I am super psyched to have Caitlin here. Caitlin has done a ton of voices. If you want to multitask, you can go to her IMDb right now because it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So trying to hit the big ones. But she is Winry in Full Metal Alchemist. Haruhi. Okay.
Good job.
In Ouran High School Host Club, Kami in Street Fighter, and Mina in My Hero Academia, which is like the biggest show. Holy cow.
Right now, yeah. Yeah. It's like when Overwatch first came out, and that's all anybody could talk about. Now it's My Hero. So yes.
My Hero's been going on for some years though. Like
it has.
Yeah.
It was kind of a slow burn. I think with shows like My Hero, like shonen, boys action shows, not that it's just for boys, but that's what shonen means in Japanese. Typically fans like to be able to binge it. So one at a time is like not enough. They need to have lots to watch and then they become obsessed with it. So for the first year, we were a little scared because it was like one of the most expensive shows that had come out in a long time and people weren't super into it. We knew it was good because we were working on it like, holy crap, this is a great show. People are going to love it. But it took like a season or two before it really caught fire.
You do a lot of anime work from Texas. And for My Hero specifically, is it one of those things where, you know, the show comes out in Japan, it's there for like a couple months and then you guys start dubbing? Or are they working on simultaneous recording in Japan while they're dubbing? Like, how did you know it wouldn't be a hit? You know, it was good, but it might not. Like, what was that, you know, what's going on there time-wise?
So I can't speak for the people at Funimation who actually do the acquisitions part of the job. But when My Hero first came out, this idea of what we at Funimation call simul dubbing, so dubbing a show that is currently airing in Japan, that was only, we were just starting that. It had not become the beast that it is now. It's the way that we function now. So then I wish I could remember, but I honestly can't because so many seasons of anime have passed since then. I don't remember if we were recording it like a month behind Japan's schedule or if it was just we recorded a whole season and here it is. I don't recall. But by the time we figured out, or rather by the time the fans figured out, we're into this. This is the thing we want. So maybe by season 3, we were doing what day and date. So it airs in Japan for the first time and it airs in English for the first time, same day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what that means is that they just have sent materials to us far enough in advance that we can write a script and get it all recorded. I mean, ideally, I don't know how long translation takes, so I can't answer for them, but once script adapters get the information, they can adapt a script in about a week or less, but we give them a week and then we record it in a week and it gets mixed in about a day or two. And then we're done.
Were you an anime lover before this? Like how did this come about? Like I love voices, but I don't watch a lot of anime. I want to be an anime and I should watch some more, but I am curious as to your love for anime.
Sure. I did watch anime as a kid. I wouldn't call myself a fan by today's standards. Like the kids that I meet at anime cons now, I wasn't as cool as them when I was younger, but I did enjoy anime when I didn't even know that that's what it was. I started watching Sailor Moon because I had friends in theater with me who were really into Sailor Moon and they would have like art from it that they had printed out or books that they had. I'm like, what is that? That's cool. I want to watch that. And then I set it aside because in college I got really busy as a theater major. All you have time to do is go to class and go to rehearsal, sleep, repeat. Near the end of that, I was getting really burned out because I didn't have a hobby anymore. And in the mall one day, I ran across some anime stuff in a shop. I'm like, you know, I was into anime for that long. Let me try that again. But then very quickly, my hobby became my job. Like within six months or less of me going like, I'm going to watch all the anime I can get my hands on when I have the time for it. And then I realized Funimation was in the city where I went to school. I was a senior in college. And then I found out that a guy I went to church with worked at Funimation. And he gave me a tour. He's an engineer, still is, runs the engineering department now. But he gave me a tour. And on the tour, I met a director who auditioned me on the spot and hired me. What?
Okay. Thank God, literally, for church.
Yeah, literally.
So you started working at Funimation.
Yeah.
Kind of straight out of college.
Still in college. It was still my last semester. And it was slow for, as it should be for the first few months. People were learning, who is this person? What can she do? But I had some auditions. Funimation was really growing a lot at the time. When I got in with them, they'd been a company for less than 10 years, but they only had a handful of shows. Everybody knew them for Dragon Ball Z, and they got this little show called Fruits Basket that had just wrapped up. And
which I want to hear about, because we have people here commenting that they love it.
Because the now Fruits Basket has come back and I'm in charge of it now. What the heck? But back then I got in after it had just wrapped up, and gradually Funimation was getting some other big deal shows, and one of them is called Full Metal Alchemist. So within a year, less than a year of walking through the doors at Funimation, I was in this thing that was their next big thing. So I feel incredibly blessed. And I don't mean that in any sort of cliche #blessed kind of way. Like, no, for real. When you said it's a God thing, I'm like, yes, it is.
Right place, right time, and amazing talent meeting it, because you could have been really crappy and then it doesn't work out.
True. And I tell people that a lot. There's always that saying in the industry, it's who you know. I'm like, yeah, who you know can get you in the door, but without any talent, you're not going to stay in the building. It's a revolving door. You just walk right in and I'll shove you right back out.
Except that one voice actor that we all know that, that's just, I love throwing that out there. And then people are like, wait, which one?
Who were they talking about? It's loose.
No, honestly, I have not met a mediocre voice actor. Like, it is so insane at cons to just meet everybody and hear their voices. It's the best thing. What's your character in the Fruit Basket thingy-majingy?
Okay, so in Fruits Basket, I'm the director. That's the main thing. But I am also in it, and I play a character named Machi, who is coming into her own in this final season of the show, which is pretty exciting. So
what does Machi sound like?
Machi's she's really shy and insecure. So her voice is softer like this and kind of breathy, and she doesn't have a lot of volume, and she's always like looking at the ground a lot. And yeah, she's a lot of growing to do. She's gonna get there. She's had a hard life. And what's been a fun like full circle moment is on that tour of Funimation, the director that I met is Eric Vale, and Eric Vale plays Yuki, who is Machi's love interest. So it's kind of cool after all these years to be like, you know what? I'm so grateful to Eric that he heard something, because seriously, he put me in the booth and I said one sentence. And when I came out, he's like, great, give your number to Tara down the hall. And so it's like, whoa. And in the story, Yuki is so important to Machi in her life and kind of pulling her out of or the doldrums and all of the bad stuff that she's been experiencing. So it just seemed like a poetic thing to do.
How does everything continue to bloom? Like what,
Just a great question. I think it started at conventions and meeting people from other markets. And that's how I ended up doing some video games. So I met Jonathan Klein, who runs New Generation Pictures out there in LA. And it's not the first.
Wait, you were going to cons as a guest?
As a guest. Okay. And then Jonathan was also there because his company used to do some anime dubs. So he would go to represent he still does, not used to, he still does, duh. Anyway, that's how I got to meet him, and then was invited to audition for Street Fighter in 2007. And before that, I had maybe done a couple little small games that happened to come through the Dallas area. But I was just grateful to be working in my field outside of college and not having to do any ancillary jobs that weren't arts related. I was invited before Street Fighter to audition for a game, and I got to go to China to record it.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yes.
How cool.
I went to China twice, once for this game, and then once a couple of years later to do another game for the same company. But that's how I really, I guess, made a strong connection with Jonathan. I auditioned for Street Fighter. I love my Street Fighter story because it's just
and people are asking for your Cammy voice. So whenever you feel like tell us all and do the voice and everything.
I shall tell you. This is the voice. Hello, Cammy White from Street Fighter. So at the time, there hadn't been a new Street Fighter game in about 10 years. So when Street Fighter 4 was going to come out, people were waiting and waiting, are we ever going to get more Street Fighter? Because new consoles had come out. It was time for this game to be like next generation game. It was so top secret. You get the sides, there aren't even pictures of the characters. It's just lines, and you have to sign an NDA before you audition, all this stuff, which to me in Texas, I didn't have an agent. I'm like, this is the most fancy thing I ever had to deal with. I'm like, all right, what am I about to do? But as a kid, I played Street Fighter. So just looking at the dialogue, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, at the very bottom, scroll to the bottom, tiny picture. And I zoom in, I'm like, oh my God, that's Chun-Li. What? And I'm looking through everything. And even the male sides of them, like, this is a Street Fighter game. And I'm trying, and I can't tell anyone. Like, I did have to tell the engineer because they recorded my audition. Like, you can't tell anybody. So I'm looking at all the sides for the women. And I thought for sure, if I would be good for anyone, it would be the character of Sakura, because she's the most like an anime character. She's just like a Japanese schoolgirl that fights. I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on this. I'll do these other ones just because. And I loved putting on a British accent, but I knew because Jonathan was out in Los Angeles, I'm like, they're going to be people that are really British, and surely they will get this part. I'm just doing it for fun. Yeah, but then I got the part. I just was what on earth? Okay, this is happening. Yes. So then I recorded it, and there are 2 or 3 versions of Street Fighter 4 and then Street Fighter 5. So I've been Cammy now since 2008.
Wow, that's craziness.
I love it. I love her so very much. It's the best.
And I love that you did this whole story in that British accent.
Like, I'm going to drop it now because there's probably real Brits watching.
So tell me about working on Fire Emblem. That's a big game that people love.
That was fun. I think that one came about because I had done a bigger game for Nintendo called
Never heard of it. Ninhu?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, some small Japanese company. I did this game called Xenoblade Chronicles The X, which was a big long form JRPG, and I was the lead so I had like 40 hours of recording. So I worked with them for a long time. Yeah. And I guess they liked my voice, and they're like, how about—
Who wouldn't?
Thank you. They cast me as a really fun character named Matilda in Fire Emblem. And what I honestly remember the most about it is at the time that I was recording Matilda, so she's a really romantic fighter, and her partner in the game is this guy, Clive, and everything is just about, I love you so much, darling. I will fight for you. Right. That kind of thing.
Does she sound like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's like this gorgeous blonde woman in her fabulous suit of armor. She's really badass. And they're just like this incredibly lovely couple that could kill you so many different ways. But at the same time I recorded Matilda, the actor for Clive,
Bobby,
is a guy whose name escapes me. I'm so sorry. It's just because I'm on the spot. We were in an anime together where he played my ex-boyfriend, and we hated each other, like loathed one another in this other thing at the exact same time. So it was hilarious that, I'd go from one studio where I would talk about, I want to kill that guy, and then I go down the street and now I'm going to be like, I love you. I will kill for you.
Is it Grant George?
It is Grant George. Okay. Thank you. I'm like, It's George something, but I don't think George is his first name. Yes, Grant George.
I do love the cross-pollination. People come for you, they come for me, and then they go, oh my gosh, like so many people here that come onto the streams often are just digging everything you do and are so excited to check out what the voices you've done. So that just makes me happy. And then I get to know you better because I'm never going to sit at a con with you and ask you all your life questions.
Well, now I can ask you all of yours the next time I'm with you at a con. And then the next time we hang out, we'll be BFFs because we'll know everything about each other.
It's funny. I always get invited to cons in like Houston or where else I haven't gone to Dallas. I guess there's Dallas Fan Expo. Maybe that's the one.
Oh yeah.
Hit it up. But we'll probably the next time we meet up is going to be like in like you know, I don't know, South Carolina or something, because that's how life goes. Thank you so much for
this joining. Awesome.
This has been great. Keep booming and booping, guys.
That's right.